Alright, cool. Alright, you ready? Fair enough. Alright, guys. Welcome to the Fandomonium show. I'm your host, Chris Mullings, right here with my guy, Rey Soto. How you doing today, bro?
Good. How's it going?
You know, same old, bro. Honestly, like, very nervous. It's the first show, but, you know, I'm excited because I feel like we got a lot more ready to come, and, you know, just kind of excited to get this whole thing started. So that's pretty much how I'm feeling, bro.
Yeah.
But honestly, like, because this is probably everyone's first time, like, tuning into, like, me and you, probably personally. Like, why don't you, like, tell everyone, like, about yourself, like, who you are, like, just give everyone, like, a little rundown of, like, who is Rey Soto.
Well, my name is Rey. Obviously, you said that. Still going to college, working on the side, all that stuff. Sports fanatic. I can't get enough of it. We've been playing all our lives.
Mm-hmm.
Once we stopped playing, all we did was watch, and now we even coach together. So it's one of those things where this had to happen. We needed to talk about it. We need to find a way to get ourselves back into it a little more than we have been.
For sure.
So, yeah, it's just really about me right now. How about you?
I don't know. Like, so, you know, I'm Chris Mullings, if you don't know. Currently a grad student going to Columbia University, you know, studying sports management. So I'm really just focusing on sports business as a whole. Right now I'm a writer for a show called The Hoop Chat. Shout out to Emily Austin. She's doing great things, has a whole bunch of NBA players come up on her show, just interviews them. So I'm kind of one of the writers behind that, kind of help out with research, getting down topics, you know, writing questions. So it's pretty much what I do. Like Ray said, him and I both coach, so, you know, we love football as a sport, like, in general. But just, like as a whole, like, we just love sports. So honestly, just, like, being able to find some way where we can kind of just, like, channel this passion into, like, something that maybe people could enjoy. I think it's something that the both of us are really looking forward to. So yeah, it's pretty much everything about me. I'm not that much of an interesting guy, but
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
yeah, bro. So we'll see. Maybe we'll become more interesting as time goes on.
Hopefully. I hope.
But yeah, bro, like, just, like, to get things started, because I know this is honestly probably the biggest story, maybe not in sports, but right now definitely in football. Like, the whole running back market right now, like, what are your thoughts, and where do you see this whole, you know, dispute between teams, players, owners, coaches? Like, where do you see that going, like, in the future?
It's a little sad to watch right now, really, to see these people, every athlete to make the professional level, even some that don't, all put their heart and soul and everything they have into this, in the hopes of not only having a good time and playing the game you love, but you want to be financially stable because you are putting your life in danger.
100%.
You want to make sure your family's set up just in case something ever happened to you where you can't work again. So it is sad to see. It really is, especially since they're dishing out 40 million, 50 million quarterbacks.
Yeah, bro.
High 30s to wide receivers at this point. Even linemen are getting paid too much sometimes. Sometimes I think too much. But for running backs to get offered 10 million, I know 10 million is a lot of money for me and you.
Well, of course, yeah.
But for someone who works out 16 hours a day, goes out every week, has to go through all that pain and hardship and all the other mental capacities on you, it's hard. So it's sad to see.
For sure.
I know just this morning, actually, a bunch of running backs came together to have a meeting with the NFLPA to talk about this because it's not fair.
Yeah, bro. Honestly, I agree 100%. And that's probably, well, not probably. This is absolutely why I'm wearing this jersey today. Standing in solidarity with them. My boy Saquon Barkley. Sad that this whole thing is going down, like, especially, like, when it's happening to a team that you really love and care about. Like, I've been a huge fan of Saquon since he was in school, and, you know, I was rooting for the Giants to draft him, and thank God he went there second overall. And he's done nothing but just be a positive, like, you know, source, like, not just, like, on the field, but in the locker room, in the community. So just seeing, like, how, like, difficult of a situation this is putting him in, and also, like, Josh Jacobs, bro, like, he literally led the league in rushing last year, and to see him get blackballed and, like, just put in this hard position by, like, the franchise, like, team, like, it's just not fair to, like, anyone involved. And I know I talked to you about this a little bit, but an idea that I have that could maybe help this, kind of trend in a more positive direction. So there was a tweet Robert Griffin III put out the other day. Like, I won't quote it verbatim, but in a nutshell, pretty much he said, running backs pretty much bring the values that a wide receiver can bring to an offense in terms of route running and pass catching. Some of the value that a tight end can do in terms of pass protecting, and obviously not the same like responsibilities that a quarterback would have, but they still need to know like how to read a defense, when to go into pass protection, when to flare out for a hot route, just like as a dump off. Like, they have to do so many things and bring so much to an offense that for them to get kind of stoneholded in this position right now, it's absolutely unfair. And he didn't say this, but it's just like a matter of fact. Like, the way that this is trending, no kid is gonna want to go play running back, whether it be in youth football, whether it be in high school, college. Like, they're just putting this position in jeopardy to just become extinct. So the way I'm thinking about this, and the way that I personally would like to attack this issue, like if I ever had the chance to, running backs and their agents flat out just have to do a rebranding of the position. Like, it's so hard to say that because, like, it's been such a historical like position. Like, it's so important to the game of football, but like the way this is trending, there's not going to be a running back position if they're not able to kind of like adapt and like make this a little bit more flexible. So the same way high school recruits, like some of them are just listed as athlete because they play so many different positions, and they're like a puzzle piece in a sense where you could really plug them anywhere in the college level, and with development, like, they can flourish, like whether it's at wide receiver, whether it's at corner. Like, those are usually the two positions. But running backs in a nutshell are pretty much the same thing where you could plug them at different spots of the offense and they'll produce. Like, dude, Bijan, they have him lining up at running back like in training camp already. Same thing with Jahmyr Gibbs on the Lions. Like, they're putting these guys in positions where they're not like historically known to really act like that. So getting into like that receiving role, being so active as a receiver, like Austin Eckler or Alvin Kamara, like, they bring so much to an offense. So for them to really like capitalize on like everything they do, they need to, like, them and their agents really need to go to the NFL, like whether it's as a prospect, whether it's like at the time of like renegotiation, and just go to the meeting and be like, look, I don't want to be a running back. I literally want to be like an athlete, like how you would label that college recruit. I don't know what you would call that. I don't know how that would work. I don't know how the logistics would work. But Deebo Samuel tried to do that last year. Like, he was upset that he was getting paid like as a wide receiver when he brings the same values that a running back does to the table too. Like, there's so much going on, and in order for like there to be some sort of like fairness for the teams, for the players, like, teams want to be able to guarantee that their investment in that player is going to be secure because they're going to be able to produce. You kind of put the players in a position to where they have to produce at different points of the field, and the player has the ability to kind of produce in so many different levels and earn that compensation. I just think that that's a win-win for both sides. I don't know how that would work out, but like I know we talked about it a little bit, but I want to know like your thoughts like on that idea. Like, what would you think about like football evolving in that way?
Yeah, I mean, something's going to change, whether it be they get paid or just a whole rebrand of the position, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
There are athletes. If there's athletes that are good enough to play multiple sports at the same time, there's athletes that can play multiple positions at the same time.
Of course, bro.
Like, we've seen Saquon throw the ball before.
Dude, I know.
He could line up on the line. You put a running back at tight end, safeties aren't going to know what to do.
Yeah, bro.
There's a whole bunch of things. So it's not even say running back anymore at this point. Yeah, some of these high school recruits have the right idea. Just put athlete.
Yeah,
because
bro.
it doesn't matter where you put these guys. They can make a difference.
Mm-hmm.
Put them on defense. Like,
yeah, bro.
You see some offensive players get in on defense every once in a while, and it's just, they're athletes at the end of the day. They're all athletes at the end of the day. So they 100%. Can play a bunch of positions. To make it to the pro level, you have to be smart enough to play not just your position, but other positions too. You can't just have that codependence with that one group. So, yeah, I think it's a great idea. Definitely, there's players that can play quarterback, running back, wide receiver. So, CMC, he threw a touchdown, ran a touchdown, and caught a touchdown last year, the first player to do it. So
literally, bro.
It's really interesting to see where this goes. Obviously, I wish this change would come under better circumstances, but something's going to happen. So
of course, bro. Of course. And it's so true. Like, bro, if I'm an owner or, like, I'm a general manager and I see a player who wants to be, like, more active in the offense or, like, say they already do have like a very big role in terms of doing multiple things. If I'm like saying, okay, that's cool, I'll pay you as such, but you're contractually obligated to perform like a wide receiver to do, and you put them in positions to where that becomes part of the offense, and you're kind of like mandating that. I don't see how that isn't a win-win. Like, it's just like,
you're absolutely right.
it's just the way that the league is trending right now, and it's sad because the lifespan of a running back. Say you get drafted in the first round, you're a first-round prospect. You get 3-4 years out of your contract. If they like you, you get that fifth year option picked up by the team. Then you get franchise tagged. Then you get franchise tagged again. That point, you're like 6-7 years into your career, and you're not even at your second contract yet.
Yeah.
And that's when their decline usually starts physically, because you're getting put in so much wear and tear situations. Like, you're just setting them up for failure and like zero long-term success. So, I know we could talk about that forever, but it's just like insane to see how it's going, and I really hope it changes, because there's so many guys who are deserving to get paid and deserve to really reap the rewards of everything that they've put into like that offense, whether it be physically, mentally. Like, it's just so much that's going on that they're not really getting compensated for. So hopefully it works. Saquon, I stand with you, bro. I hope everything works out, and bro. But outside of that, like on the football note, Madden ratings have started to come out. This guy, I don't know if anyone here knows, Mr. Soto is probably the most avid Madden player I have ever witnessed in my entire life. This guy will probably spend 23 out of 24 hours a day grinding and perfecting his game on there. So this whole like Madden rating cycle, like it means like so much to you. Like, obviously there's a lot of dispute going on with like some of the ones that have been released, but like, what are your thoughts right now on like how everything is looking before the game launches in August?
I'm never going to be the person like, oh, like, they're awful. It's an awful game. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I love football, and I love the opportunity it's given me just to, like, grow with the game. And as I've gotten older, obviously, I've gotten a lot more competitive. I was on the esports team for a decent chunk of time at my college, and I even got invited to a few of the tournaments EA hosted during COVID when I had all that time. So I am, whether I like it or not, just this game is part of my life. So I do love when the ratings come around, because not only does it show what they're thinking, but it shows what a lot of people think, because a lot of people talk about it. ESPN talks about it, NFL Network, Good Morning Football, they all talk about this, and it's actually really fun to watch. So I actually pulled it up right here, the quarterback rankings. Listen, I'm not going to be the person to complain. Do I think some people deserve to be higher or lower? Absolutely. One of my favorite things is the 99 Club, though. I love.
Oh
the 99
yeah,
Club.
bro. I actually do love
my
that
favorite
they
thing,
have that.
and recently they've started like giving out chains and stuff. So
Yeah.
the first 99 they released was Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
Which I had no problem with at all, and I feel like 99% of the football community doesn't have a problem with this either. As a Devontae Adams fan, I was a little upset he didn't get the third year in a row, but who am I to complain? Who else is in the 99 Club? Patrick Mahomes is in it. Aaron Donald.
Deservedly so.
Which was
so.
the questionable one in this one. What do you think
You
about Aaron
think
Donald?
so?
Yeah, I actually do think so.
Honestly, bro, I have zero problem with him being there. Like, correct me if, like, obviously I can look back and double check, but from what I heard, I think he broke the record for most consecutive seasons in the 99 Club.
Yeah.
So I think this is what, his 8th year?
Something like that.
Like something like, so 8 years in a row, like it's crazy. That being said though, like, we haven't really seen a talent like Aaron Donald like in a very, very long time. So like, I get it, like he did miss some time last year and the Rams just were not good, and maybe he didn't produce like at the same exact level per se as he has in past seasons, but from a talent perspective, I have zero problem with him being there because he's shown so much. Like, it's so hard to question him, and I think it would be a harder argument to make for him not being there as opposed to him being there.
That's fair.
So
that's very fair.
That's just my take on it. But I know Travis Kelce is in there too.
99 Club as well, yeah.
The only team with 2 99 players on there.
Team. And I feel like they've done it before. I'm not 100% confident. Last year he wasn't 99, but Mahomes, what is it, 3-4 years in a row, 99?
Yeah, and he deserves it, bro. Like,
yeah, he has been the best quarterback in football for a few years now, so it's definitely, I'm not going to be the one to say, oh, he didn't deserve it. There was a wide gap in quarterback though. From 99 to the second best is
What was
95 for
Yeah.
Joe Burrow,
Yeah.
and that was also something people question. Why is it not Josh Allen? Why is it not Jalen Hurts? I saw people very upset that the MVP runner-up was not higher.
What was Jalen Hurts? 89.
I
I think they had him in the 80s, low key.
Let's see, 88.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Madden is. I've noticed this because I've been playing for a long time. They have to do a lot to get like a crazy increase, and even when they do, it's like rookies going from 70s to like 80s.
80.
When you look at even offensive rookie of the years, rookies always start low. They always start in the 70s. Very rarely will you see somebody start in the 80s, but someone like Jamar Chase, who put up monster numbers, who instantly became one of the best in the league, only shot up to around high 80s in his second year.
Yeah.
So, and you think about Jalen Hurts, this is basically going into his third year as an actual starter.
Yeah.
He started from probably an 80 2 years ago when Carson Wentz was still on the team. So people shouldn't be upset about this.
You think they shouldn't be upset about this?
No, I don't think people should be upset about this. You can't. Madden's not going to be the one to just give them an exponential increase. They have to be a monster for them to do that. I've noticed. I used to complain, but now seeing the patterns, I can't really complain. I can't really get upset. With the people over him, I have nothing to say.
Okay, the
With who's
people who
over
are
him.
listed above him, I'm with you on that. But
And-
the rating
And
itself,
you're going to tell me Lamar's higher than 91 after like last year's performances?
No,
Injury prone?
I'm fine with Lamar being at 91.
And I think
that's,
Lamar
that's
deserves
fine.
to be over Jalen Hurts, so I can't complain
Really?
with Jalen Hurts being an 88. Yeah.
Dude, with the way, like, I'm going off of last year alone, like, and like that kind of goes against what I was saying about Aaron Donald, but like from a talent perspective, I feel like he's shown enough to like warrant that rating. But dude, Jalen Hurts, like the burst that he had onto the scene
Oh,
last
yeah.
year, like you have to at least be a 90. Like some of the ratings are just flat out disrespectful, and like one thing I never want to do, like as long as like I am part of sports media, I never want to put down a player. I never want to say like they don't deserve everything that comes to them, because I know how much work they put in to get where they are.
Yeah.
So I'm never gonna be the type of guy to like put out a bad narrative or say
No,
anything
yeah,
bad
absolutely.
about a player. But that being said, the quarterbacks that are listed above Jalen Hurts, I think that's like they're totally fair. Who is it? It's Lamar.
Josh Allen,
Josh
Joe Burrow,
Allen,
and Patrick
Burrow.
Mahomes.
Yeah, and then Jalen Hurts. I think that's totally fine. I think that's totally fair. But for him not to be at least a 90 after bringing his team to the Super Bowl is kind of absurd.
See, I hear what you're saying, but when you look at it as, I'm looking more at the order than the actual number itself. And yes,
Okay.
there's some big gaps.
That makes sense.
There's some big gaps but as long as they have the order right, that's all right with me.
That's fair. Okay, that's actually very fair. Because I agree with you on the order.
Yeah, maybe
100%.
he should be
I'm-
90. Maybe
yeah.
he should be higher than Lamar. Like, there's a bunch of arguments to be made, but I think the order they have it in right now is fine with me. And I'm a big Justin Herbert fan. He's an 87. That should upset me, but right behind
Why?
Jalen Hurts is not a problem, man. The 87 is a problem because it's the same as Dak Prescott.
Dak doesn't deserve an 87.
That's
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's,
I'm sorry. He led the league in picks last
That's
year.
a
You
talk
can't
for
put him at
another
an
day,
87.
yeah.
But I will say, like, two of the biggest issues that I've had so far with these Madden ratings and all this Madden news that's been coming out. First of all, have you seen the picture they put for Creed Humphrey?
no.
Dude, I would show you. My phone's recording.
Mm.
You know what Creed Humphrey looks like, right?
Yeah.
They made him black. With
That could be a bug.
locks.
It could just be a bug.
No,
maybe.
it was like their generated face when they don't have a face scan.
Oh,
like
really?
They put the black guy. So
Oh,
that was my
okay.
first thing. That was my first
Okay.
thing. That's my first gripe. The second one, how is Daniel Jones a 76?
Let me know why he should be over an 80, and then
He went to the playoffs and beat one of the top teams in the NFC with literally almost zero supporting cast. He should be an 81 I think 81 is totally fair for Daniel Jones. 76, dude.
what was it? 15 touchdowns to 5 interceptions. Is that what?
Oh, his touchdown.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
it was 21-6.
No, he didn't have over 20.
I think it was throwing and rushing.
Oh,
He had
throwing and
21.
rushing.
I think he had
And he's
21.
barely hitting 20 with throwing and rushing. I don't know.
He had no help last year.
Let's see. What is the number 10 quarterback? What is his overall? 2 at an 83.
That's fine.
He what is it? 77?
76.
76?
Normal dev.
It's
That's
it
insulting.
should be normal dev. It should be normal dev.
Normal dev I'm fine with, but to put him at 76 with the normal dev is insulting.
Maybe
for
maybe
what
that-
he was able to
maybe
do
it's a
with
little
what he
low.
had.
I got to see who's above and below him and all that. So
I don't know. But that's my. Oh, also just a quick one. Justin Fields should not have a 93 speed.
Oh, it should be higher.
It should be. It definitely should be.
I think Lamar has 96, but I think Justin Fields
like
should
a 95.
be around right there. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. He clocked 20 miles per hour 9 times last year. Tyreek had 8 times.
Yes. So
like that's ridiculous.
There was a few things with the speed ratings actually that bothered me.
Oh, which ones?
Lamar at 96 is actually kind of ridiculous.
You think so?
They have him with people like Christian Watson, who is just a freak.
Christian Watson, the 96?
Yeah, he's only 96 speed.
Only? I feel like he's like I think he deserves like a 93, 94.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't know.
I don't know. From what I saw, listen, I didn't watch that much Packers football, so I will put that out there. But from what I saw, like in some primetime games, he's very fast. Don't get me wrong, but to put him like at the same speed as Lamar, I think is kind of crazy.
Yeah, I think Christian Watson's a little faster, but the stats are always changing.
Okay, that's fair.
That is the one thing I will give them credit for. They are constantly changing the overalls, and I know Ultimate Team is way different, Fantasy's different, but for like the regular rosters uploaded to the game, they are constantly changing. So I will give them that. I'm sure as soon as week 1 ends, there'll be some changes. I'm sure some people will fall or go into certain categories.
100%.
So we'll see what happens with that.
That's actually crazy, bro. But yeah, I mean, those are the 2 biggest football things I think going on right now. But I mean, just kind of stepping outside of that briefly, Damian Lillard, still no movement with the whole Miami thing. Like, I know Miami, I've seen reports they're starting to get annoyed at Portland because of their asking prices being so high.
Yeah.
What is your opinion on all this so far?
Portland has all the leverage right now. So
you think so?
I do think so.
How?
Dame has proven he can't carry this team deep in the playoffs anyway.
Okay.
So what? Worst case scenario, he doesn't play, and they go to the same exact spot they were this past season, barely making the playoffs. So they don't make the playoffs, and they get a better chance in the lottery.
Well, they're in a rebuild. Like the whole Scoot Henderson situation, that shows that their focus is on rebuilding right now.
As it should be. This team getting rid of CJ McCollum was not the right move. They probably a piece away from being actual contenders if they kept McCollum. Right now, they should be asking for an arm, a leg, and the rest of the body too. Rudy Gobert went for a hefty price. I get it. 2 different positions, 2 different games.
Those 2, are we?
Damian Lillard going to Miami, and Portland knows this, will put them in front of Boston by a decent amount on paper. I
don't know.
To just give up a piece.
Have no depth. They will literally have 0 depth.
To give up a piece to a team that you know was just in the finals, giving them one of the best point guards in the game, you're going to ask for a lot because you're basically handing them the keys to the finals right there.
I can't even argue that. Like not that I can't argue that. I can't strongly agree with that. But the main gripe I've had with that statement so far is that Portland has the leverage. In what way do they have the leverage? I've seen so many times when like a superstar, for like any superstar, when they demand a trade, it's one thing. Like I feel like the team that is trading him away then has the leverage. But when you're confining that team to only one other destination, like he has to go to Miami, they're not listening to any offers. They're not gonna get the trade done because Miami has all the leverage right now. That's where he wants to go. Dame specifically said I can't put words in his mouth, but the reports were saying if they draft Scoot Henderson, he's not going to want to be there. So already that ultimatum was put in place. That's already some sort of like leverage being taken away because you're knowing Damian doesn't want to be there.
Yeah.
So to get him shouldn't be as hard. You know, he doesn't want to be there, so it's not going to be that tough of an ask. You take Scoot. Dame officially doesn't want to be there. He puts in the trade request. Cool. I still feel like Portland has leverage. But then when you say, I'm only going to Miami, me and my agent are not even going to bother listening to any other offer from any other team. How? In what way does Portland still have that leverage? I'm so confused.
What do they have to lose, though?
Who?
Portland.
Dame.
But if they know for a fact he doesn't want to be there, worst case scenario, he doesn't play. Listen, I'm not as knowledgeable on basketball as I am football. This is not that far from the Aaron Rodgers situation, where Aaron Rodgers did have some leverage with the money, But Green Bay did have most leverage. People don't want to admit it, but they really did. They had a quarterback waiting in line. The lineup was already set to pay him the next year. Had he done well, they were going to pay him that money. So they went into the offseason thinking either he retires or he's getting the money and we're going to make another run for playoffs. It's kind of the same thing. I'm not sure what's going on with Damian Lillard's contract. I don't look too much into basketball contracts, but same thing applies. Aaron wants to go to New York, only New York. Dame wants to go to Miami, only Miami. The holdup was Green Bay accepting the trade.
Yeah.
And for the longest time, people said it's going to be a Brett Favre situation with a 5th round, maybe 3rd round. Green Bay's walking away with a 1st and a 2nd that year, and a conditional for the next year, which will end up being a 1st.
Yeah, that's if he plays next year, right? That's the
yeah. He plays 65% of the snaps. So if you're a GM and you know you're giving a team the last piece they need to really make a run, to really be the best in the league, one of the best in the league, I'm asking for a considerable trade. I want something where people are going to remember this. I want multiple 1st-round picks. I'm going to need some of that bench, even though they don't have depth already, which I think is the only holdup right now. I think Portland probably wants more.
They
More
do.
than Miami
They do.
can physically give them. So.
And that's the issue. Like, I don't know. I feel like it's such a sticky situation.
It's hard.
I don't know. Like, I'm trying to look at it from both perspectives, and I don't understand how it gets done. I don't. I feel like neither side is going to budge because I understand, like, that's Portland's face of the franchise that's been there for, 10-plus years?
Yeah.
Like, not even just from a financial standpoint, but the ramifications of giving that player away who's so important in the community because, truth be told, what really is there in Portland outside of the Trailblazers?
Yeah.
I'm not too
College
sure.
football, that's really it.
That's in Eugene.
It's a few hours away.
Yeah.
So
Other than that, what the Timbers, the MLS team, like it's pretty much it. Like that, Damian is pretty much Portland. You're getting that guy
He's
out
the
of your
face of
franchise.
Oregon, yeah.
He is, and then also just what that does to the locker room. Like you bring in a guy like Scoot. Obviously, Dame doesn't really like that situation, but even just having him there as a mentor, not even like from a coaching perspective, but just like this is how you can be a pro and a good one at that. Because Dame doesn't get in trouble. That's like such a big piece of your franchise and culture that you're giving away. And I understand why there's a high asking price, but from Miami's perspective, like you said, they don't have all too much to really give up in order to get him.
And that's where the problem comes. That's where the problem is,
And if Dame is like literally just holding Portland to strictly Miami, it like logistically, it just doesn't seem like there's a way to get that done without someone like folding. I don't know who's going to be the first one to do that.
That is hard. It's hard to tell, really, who would be the first to fold. You know, for the sake of Dame, I hope he gets what he wants. He's awesome. I love him. He's a great player. But if you're a GM, if you're a coach, if you're an owner, like, and you're giving up your best piece, one of the best players in the league,
in your franchise's history at that too.
You can't just give him away for McDonald's coupon and a gum wrapper. You can't do it. I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, so. I personally wouldn't either, but
we'll see what happens.
True.
Basketball not that far away anymore, so
it's so weird, bro. But honestly, like when I was helping out Emily on her show, and I was trying to like think of some topics, we're like really in a dead point right now. Like there's nothing happening. I know the Cavs won the summer league. That's about it.
Yeah.
Harden wants to be traded. That hasn't happened. I know Jaylen Brown wants his max extension.
Yeah.
That hasn't happened. Dame, that chip hasn't fallen. Like, I don't know. I know a lot of stuff happened earlier, like once like free agency started and all that stuff, but I don't know. Like I'm excited to see when the first domino falls for like what happens for the next season, but I'm not sure when that's gonna come. But yeah, bro. I mean, that being said, I know we don't want to take up everyone's time all too much, but two things before we go. One, just a little gratitude check. You know, just it being the first episode. Just like let's end on a positive note with something you're thankful for, bro.
Honestly, because you put all this together, and
nah, don't do that, bro.
You are no. I'm being so serious. You're putting all this work. You're starting up this whole thing, and I'm just along for the ride, pretty much. So yeah, you're giving me this opportunity. I'm enjoying myself. I'm really excited for what's to come.
I appreciate that, bro. I wasn't expecting that answer.
That's fair enough.
But I appreciate that, bro. That being said, you're not just here for the ride. You're definitely like part of this. Like this is a team thing, and I'm really excited for what it can become because I know you and I can both bring a lot to the table in terms of like sports and conversation, and you know I know both of us have good ideas cooking up of how we can make this like all the more exciting, and this is just the beginning. So I'm thankful for you too, bro. Outside of that, like obviously I'm thankful for like everything God's put in my life. I feel like we have an amazing setup right now. I feel like this is such an awesome like opportunity for me and you to really get this done and like really start something really special. But along with that, shout out to Emily Austin, you know, kind of taking me under her wing, showing me how to get things done, in terms of media, how to write for a show, all that stuff. And lastly, I talked to you about this a little bit before. I don't know if you know who this is. Shout out Sheldon Sebastian, bro. This guy, he's part of, like, I'm not even joking. There's like really one show that I watch, like podcasts, like really, and it's called the Random Order Podcast. Tune into it if you haven't. Shout out to them. Shout out to Jay. Shout out to Trey. Shout out to Shells. But I put up Shell's music on my social the other day, and he actually responded to me, and I was chatting with him a little bit, and he was nothing but encouraging for like what me and you were going to be doing. So, you know, I appreciate the love. I appreciate all the support from not just Shells, but like literally everyone involved, my family, my friends, you, of course. And, you know, I'm grateful for all this opportunity that we have. So I'm really looking forward to everything. And then just on a last note, because this is the first episode, me and Ray were talking about doing something a little special for this. So I'm thinking if we get everyone to like, comment, and subscribe, we do a giveaway. Once we hit maybe 100 likes on this episode. What do you want to do? 100 likes on the episode, or our, like, first 100 subscribers?
We could do the first 100 subscribers, honestly.
100 subscribers?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So then that's a little precedent for everyone tuning
Yeah.
in. If you made it this far, like, we appreciate you guys, of course. So that being said, if you made it this far, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, check us out on all the audio channels, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google. We're going to have this up on YouTube as well. Any other channels, I'll make sure to plug that as well. But yeah, bro, drop a like, drop a comment, please subscribe. First 100 subscribers, we're going to do a NFL jersey giveaway. Obviously, if you like, comment, subscribe, you're going to be entered in automatically, and we'll just do a random giveaway to one of our first few fans who are part of this journey. So yeah, whatever jersey, whatever player. Obviously, we're not going to go overboard, but within reason. Like, we'll have no problem doing that. Just kind of kickstart everything and show that we're as devoted to you guys as you guys would be to us. So, again, like, thank you guys for tuning in. Anything you want to leave the people with?
I'm excited. This is an awesome first episode, so I'm really excited for what's to come. So, stick along.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. All right, bro. That being said, like I said before, check us out on everything. Oh, plug your socials real quick so they know where to find you.
Oh, my socials? We can put the socials in the description.
We'll put them in, but just in case they're listening on audio.
Yeah, Rey Soto 54 on Instagram. That's really it right now. So we'll see what goes on.
Yes, sir. And then for me, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Threads, TikTok. All the same name, Chris Mullings, with 3 L's instead of 2. Some dude has taken my name, and he doesn't even post on anything. So, unfortunately, we are going to have to rock with the 3 L's, but you can find me on that, on everything. Obviously, you can check us out on the Fandomonium show on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. We're going to start putting up content on there shortly once we get this all wrapped up, edited, presented nicely. We're going to start pushing that stuff out. But until then, it's a pleasure, guys, and we're looking forward to the future, man.
Awesome.
Absolutely. Take care.